Yesterday, I had one of those incredibly frustrating afternoons where a Codex agent, in this case, did something that meant I couldn't do anything else, and I just had to sort out this one thing. Now, as you can see in the background, I've got lots of things running at the same time, and this can be very frustrating. But I thought I would talk about it because even though it was frustrating, I think it demonstrates something about how I'm approaching a very important subject in this area, given I'm a non-technical builder, which is security. I'm not a security expert. I'm not a developer expert. I'm not a code expert, nothing like that. And I don't pretend to be. And obviously, it's something that I have to take very seriously because I have customers and clients. And just to be clear, I do have people who are developers looking at what I'm doing. So I'm not completely flying blind here, but I can't rely on them to check every single thing. And I'm certainly not going to rely 100% on an AI to do it, just one AI to do it. And what happened yesterday afternoon, which meant I literally had to stop everything and just focus on this, was an example of how I think I've made it somewhat safer than it could have been. Because what ended up happening in my system, my system, I've got a security guard, and it blocks any operations that I don't want the AI to do deterministically. So anything that is dangerous, like sending, deploying, deleting, publishing, anything that touches the world or that can't be undone, no AI can do that, no matter what it's told, what it thinks, or how frustrated this makes me. It can't do it. I actually have to specifically approve it, either with a command that it can give me or give it specific words saying, I approve this. And everything that I do, and this has only come more recently since I've had various different nightmares that I've had to sort out, every lane that I have running runs in its own box. It's like it creates a new folder and then it works in it. It's called a work tree, its own copy. And so if one goes off-piste and goes nuts, it goes bonkers inside that box, not in the shared repository, not in the shared area. What's more, and this is where it got tricky yesterday, that security guard is actually outside of the AI's reach. And yesterday's lesson, which took about 3 hours to sort out, was a situation where Codex it put a lock on the security guard so it couldn't do anything and no other AIs could do anything either. Like the security guard essentially wasn't allowing the AIs to fix the problem that the AI itself had created. Now, that might seem to be a really massive problem. I could still use my computer. I could still do absolutely everything. The only thing I couldn't do was build things, because the security card was just saying nope to absolutely everything the AI could do. But the reason that I think this is, I was pretty annoyed at first, but the reason actually, on reflection, I'm happy that it's this way around, is that it's actually failing in the right direction. It's failing into being more locked down, not less. Right? So what we ended up having to do was I had to deliver myself a series over about 2 or 3 hours of commands which undid this thing and undid some of the other things that it had done, because it was it was as locked down as anything could possibly be, which got it back. And then out of that, we learn, okay, so we can't do what we're trying to do that way, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to create a system where I don't have to think too much about things happening in GitHub, things going up and down in GitHub, because if you're non-technical, so Git is how you kind of save things. That's a way of thinking about it. It's how you save things and you don't lose things. And it's how things can get updated without losing anything. And it's got complete history of every possible thing. But it's one of the most confusing systems I have ever come across. It's like you have to be some kind of druid who has studied the runes for years and years and years, even to be able to understand it. And when you've got multiple different AIs doing different things in different work trees, and they're all on different branches, and I mean, it's very, very mystifying indeed. So I'm attempting to create this system for me to be able to use Git safely in a way that doesn't mess anything up without me having to constantly kind of think about it too much. And I call it Git shit. Do the Git shit and it sorts it out. Okay. And that's what was going on. Essentially, it was doing that, and it just got a little bit. This is one of the things that Codex can often do. Codex is super careful. It gets like really convergent and really like, it's like it can be really, really anal. And so that's what happened. The other thing that I do as we're talking about security, I might as well let you know, the other thing that I do in terms of making things more secure is that I'm got a very close eye on all of the dependencies that my systems use. So in software, I didn't know this before, and if I'm misspeaking because I'm not an expert, forgive me. But essentially, lots of bits of software are assembled from other bits of software. So they call different libraries and different packages from here, there, and everywhere. And it's kind of all cobbled together. So instead of having to reinvent the wheel with all of the code, a lot of them are kind of just assembled from other stuff. Now, those things over there are maintained by other people, by other organizations. To make it even more confusing and difficult, that thing over there might have its own dependencies. So there's this kind of supply chain of software. And when I kind of found out about this and realized that the entire world, like financial and almost every kind of system is like on this massive house of cards, because, probably if you trace some of these things, it's almost like the entire internet is dependent on a piece of software. Probably isn't exactly like this, but the entire internet is dependent on a piece of software maintained by some guy in Siberia, right, who lives with his mum or something. It's kind of like that. So when I kind of found this out, and this is one of the worries that people have about the really strong models, is that they're finding all of these vulnerabilities in the supply chain. Well, I suddenly thought, well, maybe what I need to do is keep a very, very close eye on what dependencies there are in the system and try and keep as minimal as possible kind of dependency tree, if you like. Really, really cut it down to see, and really think about, do we need this? And for the dependencies that I do have, I mean, it's very, very little. But for the dependencies that I do have, actually, I've got watchers on the internet looking at various different blogs and things for any messages that there has been some kind of, a problem going on. And I get a message to my Apple Watch if that happens. I mean, I can't say that this system, I mean, I don't think any system is 100% secure, because actually what 100% secure means is what the situation was yesterday afternoon. Literally no AI could do anything. Every single possible tool call, everything that it could possibly do other than send me messages saying, I can't do anything, was locked down. That is 100% secure. Okay, maybe not even 100% secure, but that's as secure as it can get. But it becomes completely unusable. So, of course, I can't say, particularly as not a security expert, that everything that I am doing and creating is completely secure. I just don't think you can actually say that. And I'm absolutely sure there's many, many things that I can do to increase the security. In fact, out of the 6 windows I have here, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 3 of these windows are currently doing things which are security based. And actually 2 of the ones that I have in Codex running are about looking at various different security problems. So I do take it very seriously. But really, when you're using these systems, it's like, if something goes wrong, what is the blast radius of what it will affect? How can I mitigate it happening at all? And also, do I have a backup if the worst possible happens? And, these are things that we can all understand without getting into the detail of becoming like a cybersecurity expert or something. And with my experience yesterday afternoon, while it was failing, at least it was failing in the right direction. It was failing by being more locked down, not less. If it's a choice between failing and being more free when it comes to an AI versus failing and being more locked down, well, I know which one I'd choose. As far as I'm concerned, there is no better way to fail when it comes to working with these machines. So, with all that said, I'm going to say onwards and upwards.